going on, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. We are officially pretty much month out from our powerlifting meet. It's this month. It's literally in like 20 days, so it's gonna be exciting. Today we're gonna go for a PR again. In one of my previous videos, I think it was my full day video, I tried to go for a PR on deadlift. Today we're going again, just because I want to see if I can at least overcome the weight that I couldn't beforehand, which was 474, with, you know, I would say recovered hamstrings and fully, I would say just recovery. After it, let's see if we can PR. We can go for 474 or a little more if we can. PR would be like 485 or just a little more than 474. So, yeah. I'm just weaker, like honestly, like my squat, not weak, my bench, not as weak, but my deadlift just went down just insanely. Like I could not believe, like from cutting, how much my deadlift actually went down. There was like a couple days where I maybe didn't deadlift, but other than that, yeah, I don't know. Myself, if I fail this, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Before we take off, we're gonna head and go. That's what prep is literally like being on in my grammar. It messes with your grammar, your English, your... It messes with everything. Literally, like, being on prep is so exhausting. I don't even know how to describe it. But anyway, so I'm heading to the store right now. I'm gonna go get some diet soda, and I'll probably pick up like a Smart Sweets item. I'm at that point right now where I'm pretty lean. Obviously, I can't even talk to the camera. And diet soda actually helps to, I would say, prevent me from being as hungry and feeling more filled, because right now I'm starving, and I guess I've just been starving throughout the entire day. So we're gonna go grab some of that. I don't know what soda we're gonna get yet, and I don't know what candy we're gonna get yet, but we're probably gonna get the... And I just need to drive. Only because Eric was drinking this back when I was in Houston. Major Melon, Mountain Dew, sugar, zero sugar. It's backwards. So I got these. Those ones. Those are my favorite, the Swedish fish or the rings. I'm gonna get the rings because I have a funny story for you guys to tell you in the car. So actually I'm gonna tell you guys a story of these right now really quick. So Josh and I were at QFC, which is like a Fred Meyer in someplace in Seattle. And we were there, we actually got these, and I got some chicken as well. I was like trying to diet because it was the summer, and I got them. And when you see them, I'll show you in the car, like they just made me laugh. Like they were literally what I expected them to be, like sugar-free freaking pieces of little peach rings that are sugar-free. Literally like the best depiction of what you could imagine that to be like. It's depressing what they look like, and essential what I'm trying to say. Dude, what in the, like, it's like they tried, but like it doesn't have that same texture as like a regular peach ring. This is like depression right here. Literal depression. Plant-based. These ones, 7 out of 10. Flavor's actually pretty banging. They need to put better crystallized sugar on it though. Come on. First taste test going down. I've always had these, and I wish I would have had one when he offered back then, because these things are gas. I can't remember if I said it or not, but diet soda actually helps to eliminate my cravings and hunger on prep. So yeah, that's why we're having this. If you guys are also wondering, I don't know if you guys can see it in the background, I am not the one using the Weenie Hut Junior pad. But anyway, so today I want to talk to you guys about, you know, how I'm able to prep for a bodybuilding show and a powerlifting meet at the same time, and just my regimen on how I'm doing that, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people that might see this, or they might be intrigued to do something like I'm doing and do both at the same time. So I'm gonna briefly go over that. So I have this book called the Arnold Encyclopedia, and it's all about weightlifting. I talked about it, I think even in my previous video, the Q&A that I did, which isn't, yeah, it wasn't actually my previous video. I couldn't remember if this video was coming out after that video or if there was another video. But anyway, so like I was saying, the Arnold Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, I essentially took something from it, implemented it into my own sort of training regimen, and kind of came up with something that works for me. It's also worked for James. It's worked for Ezra, who I'm currently working out with. He's out right now with a respiratory infection, but besides the point. But anyway, it's worked for everyone that I've actually given it to, and it's also worked for clients that I've coached in the past. If you guys are actually interested in online training, I'm gonna be taking a few more clients. The link will be down below. But anyway, I'm gonna give you guys the regimen instead of just having you guys buy the book and trying to figure it out all by yourself. So some of you guys may know, my current split right now to get ready for all of this is back and biceps, chest and triceps, shoulders and traps. Wait, no, I take that back. Leg day, and then shoulders and traps, and then it repeats. So obviously on my back day, I do deadlift, and then on my chest day, I do bench press, and then on leg day, I do the squat. Now, for those days, I will always start out with the compound, because like I said, I'm training for strength and a powerlifting meet, so I'm emphasizing on that, but I'm also gonna be training for bodybuilding, which we'll get into a little bit later. But for me, getting ready for the strength training, I took this thing from the Bodybuilding Encyclopedia, where it talks about increasing the weight for every single number of set that you have. So I'm just gonna break it down in an example. So let's just take a bench press, for example. So on my chest day, I'll start out with, you know, bench, the compound lift that I'm trying to get stronger at, and I'll do 5 sets, and for those 5 sets, they'll have different rep ranges. On the first set, I'll do 10 to 12. The next one, I will do 8 to 10, and then I'll do 6 to 8, and then it'll be like 4 to 6, and then it'll be 2 to 4, and so on until I get to 5 sets. But every single time during those sets, the weight is increasing, and that's why the rep ranges are getting lower. You kind of have to figure out what kind of weight to put on for those number of reps that you're gonna be aiming for. Essentially, that's how it worked for me, and this is how I was able to get stronger with it. So let's just say for getting, I don't know, the 6 to 8 rep range on like my second set, let's just say the first week, or let's just say the first 2 weeks, I actually put on 245, was able to hit that for 7 reps. All of a sudden, 2 weeks goes by, I hit it for 9 reps. That tells me that I'm gonna have to increase the weight probably by 5 or 10 pounds to see if I can get into that 6 to 8 range. And that's how I was able to increase my strength through that. And then eventually, sometimes it just depended on the day and how I was feeling, I would go for a PR and I would build up the same way, except I wouldn't do as many reps for it, if that makes sense. So a day where I would PR, I would take the same 5 set thing that I was doing, but instead of doing, you know, for the first set 10 to 12 reps, I would only do like 2 reps, and then the next one I'll only do like 2 reps, and then maybe the next I'll do 1, and then on like that 5th set I'll go for a PR. The reason being is because I don't want to fatigue the muscle too much, because if I'm trying to get 10 to 12 reps for the first set, I'm gonna really fatigue my chest out. Essentially, that's how I built my strength, and I was actually able to go from a 405 deadlift to a 474 deadlift. I was able to go from like a 290 bench to a 325 bench, And then I was also able to go from a 405 squat to a 455 squat while also getting ready for prep on a bodybuilding show. So it works. Like I said, I've had clients, I've had friends, same thing works for them. Now you guys might be questioning, okay, well, how are you doing this and then also bodybuilding? So afterward, I just incorporate any sort of other accessory sort of workout that I find works for me. So for example, I might do like cable curls after, you know, back day, whatever the arm exercise is. Or, you know, on back day after deadlifts, I'll do some sort of like high row, build the upper back. I just focus on my weak points and I will do like 4 sets, aim for 8 to 10 reps. Honestly, that point is pretty customizable for me, but I still want to get a lot of blood into the muscles, so it's a lot of hypertrophy work after the compound. Yeah, essentially that's how I was able to do it, and I would always do my cardio after the workout. I never did it before because I wanted all of the strength that I could possibly get and all of the energy into that first compound lift that I had. Essentially, yeah, that's how I was able to do it. Like I said, I took that same 5-set thing and did it for the bench and squat as well. I just used the chest one as an example, and that's essentially how I built my training regimen for me to get ready for both of these. So if you ain't tried the do, you gotta try the do with Mountain Dew. That just wasn't funny. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's YouTube video. Hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press the subscribe button because you guys know I will be back. And if you guys have any more questions about, you know, my training regimen, man, I'm talking fast. Be sure to leave it down in the comments. And as always, the sky's the limit. Die trying to do what you love, and I'll see you guys in the next one.